Hello there, programmers, and welcome to our first episode in our new Golang crash course. My name is Chris Franklin, and I'm going to be your guide for this series of lessons. Okay, we're going to break this up into a bunch of smaller bite-sized lessons. I've had a lot of feedback from other viewers of my channel that they like the much smaller, easy-to-digest content. So if you're looking for a longer piece, just let me know in the comments down below, and I can make sure to put everything together into a single long hour-and-a-half or so series of lessons, okay? So let's go ahead and dig in and get started. So what we need to get started with Go is we need to actually make sure it's installed on our local machine. To do that, we're going to go over here to golang.org, and once we go here, there's a giant download button here. You can go ahead and click this button, and it will take you to the downloads page, which will show you all of the latest versions. Go ahead and grab whatever one is relevant for your version of your operating system. So I use Apple OS or Mac OS here, and so I can click the Mac button and download the latest version of Go. Okay, it's as simple as that. That's how you get started with Go. It'll install everything you need onto your local system. All right, before we get into what we're going to be doing for our first lesson, I just wanted to take just a moment and talk about Go as a language. What is it, and why do we need to know it? So Go is a language that was written within Google itself, and it was written as a systems-level language. So it's a replacement of a language like C or C++. Now, why was it written? It's a much easier way of working at the systems level. It is what's called garbage collected, which means you don't have to manually keep track of every piece of data that you're using within your application. You don't have to clear the memory back out. That's all taken care of for you by the language itself. Unlike a language like C, where you have to manually know where is your information stored and how do you get rid of it after you're done using it. What are we going to be using Golang for? Well, we can use it for building command line interfaces. It's very popular in the microservices space. And the latest enterprise tool set for controlling deployments and operating very large-scale service meshes is Kubernetes, and it's all written within Go. So there's a lot of use cases for the Go language. So hopefully you know what you're going to be using it for in the future. And with that, let's go ahead and jump straight into using the language itself. So after you've downloaded Go, you've installed everything, you can come over here to a command line. You're gonna create a workspace for you to actually work in, and you can do it on what's called the Go path, but we're not going to worry about that. What we're going to do is I'm going to show you how to work from anywhere on your computer without having to worry about any of the old ways of doing Go. The older ways required you to have a Go path and a very special package structure, and it was going to download all the code into that same giant directory. We don't need to do that anymore. And so if you see any tutorials that are showing you how to do that, just know that's the way things used to be. Now we're going to do things in a much more streamlined, modern fashion. Okay. So from the command line, what we can do to verify that we have Go installed is we can type the words Go version, and we can see what version of Go is actually running on our local computer. So assuming you did the installation correctly, this command will work for you once you open your command line. Once you do that, what we're going to do is I'm going to create a new directory, and I'm going to call this one hello. This is going to be our first application. We're going to write a really simple hello world. This is usually the first thing you do in any language when you're getting started. So let's change into the hello directory and get going in here, okay? What we're going to do now is I'm going to run the command go mod init, and then at this point you're going to give it a name. This is going to be the name of the package that you're creating inside of hello. So you can start with something simple like example.com/hello. I like to use chris-franklin.com/hello just because that is my website. So the package name structures are very similar to something like Java if you've come from that world at all. So you're going to use the name of the website. You can use github.com/username/ the module that you're doing here. Whatever you want to do for this, go ahead and do that. This command, go mod init, is going to initialize a module package. Okay, this is the way that we're going to keep track of everything within our package. So if I do a simple ls and I print things out, you can see that there is now a go.mod in here. And if I cat that go.mod, you can see what's inside of this. It just defines a module as chris-franklin.com/hello, and then it says the version of Go that we're going to be using here. Now we can go ahead and open up our editor. I like to use VS Code. If you don't have a preferred text editor, VS Code is an extremely good way to get started doing Go code. So I'm going to open it up in the current directory. It should throw open a window here for me. Okay. So once this is open, you can see it'll constantly ask you updates and things like that. As you use Go code, it will also pop up a little window down here in the bottom corner that will say, would you like to install the latest version of the Go linter or any of the Go tools? Feel free to install those. Those will actually make your life a lot easier. So don't be afraid of those. I have a lot of them already installed just because I do Go development on a regular basis already. So I'm not going to show you which ones to install. I'll leave that up to you to do your research and figure out which ones you actually like. And it's all a matter of preference here. Okay, so what are we going to do? What I'm going to do is I'm going to open up a file. I'm going to click the Create New File button here, and I'm going to create a file called hello.go. Okay, once we do that, we'll open up the Go file here. Now it's going to throw little squiggly lines in here to tell me this isn't actually a valid file right now because no Go code is in here. So let's go ahead and write our very first application here. So we're going to define our package, what package we're part of. So we are part of the main package. All right. And then I'm going to do an import statement here, import fmt. This is what we're going to use. This is the package we use to actually print things out to the command line. Now I want to show you something here. In VS Code, if I just import this, but I don't use it anywhere, you'll get the little red squiggly lines here to tell you you're not actually using it. And if I go to save this file, it will actually delete that line for me once I save this file. Now, why does it delete that line? Because I'm not actually using that package, and VS Code is nice enough to clean up unused imports for me. Now, I am going to need that. So what I'm going to go ahead and do instead is I'm going to create my main function. This is how we enter the application. When we run our command, we're going to be running it from the main application. Okay, so I'm going to say function main, and inside of here, I'm going to type in fmt.println. Okay, if I hit enter here, you can see here in VS Code says from fmt. What this means is if I hit enter, I'm going to confirm I want to use the print line from fmt. If I do that, you'll see now up here, it has automatically imported FMT for me. Now I'm going to add my parentheses to call this function, and I am going to put a string in here, double quotes, HELLOWORLD, and put my exclamation point just because that's how I like to do it. So I'm going to save this file. Okay, so now we can see this is a really basic Go file here. We've got an import statement to bring in the format package, and then we're using the format package print line, and we're going to pass in the string of what line we want to print. So now let's actually run this. Okay, so I'm going to move this over here a little bit, and then I'm going to go back to my command line, and I am going to type go run dot. So when I run this, I hit go, and now you'll see it prints out hello world here. Go run dot is going to compile everything in this directory, and then it's going to actually run the output, and that's what we get here. So if I look, you see that there is nothing else in here. That's because inside of my Go path, it's creating a new executable directory under chris-franklin.com/hello/bin, and it's putting my hello file into that directory for me automatically. That way I can run it from anywhere on my computer. Okay, so this is just a really basic how to get up and running, how to make sure that you have Go installed on your machine. There are things you can do for importing other packages. If you follow the Go tour, they use something like the rsc.io/quote. So, for instance, if I wanted to change hello.world and I wanted to say, let's use quote.go, okay? Now, this isn't going to work like this because I haven't imported a package, but I could print out a Go quote, and then all I have to do up here is replace this. I'm going to add parentheses. I'm going to knock this to a new line, okay? And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to add another package here, and I'm going to add in, let's see, rsc.io/quote, okay? And so by doing this, I save this, and this is telling me we could not import this package. Now, why can't it import this package? Because I haven't actually run the import statement yet. Now, there's two ways to do this when you're importing packages from outside. One of those ways that you can do that is you can use go mod tidy. Now, what this will do is this will go and find any packages that you're trying to bring in and automatically import them for you. So if I look at my go.mod file now, I can see there's now a require in here, and it locks us down to version 1.5.2 of rsc.io.quote. Now, if I run everything and I run it again, you'll be able to see there's a new quote. Don't communicate by sharing memory, share memory by communicating. So that's our quote.go returning a string for us, and then we're printing that out to the command line. Okay, that's going to be it for today. I wanted to try and keep this under 10 minutes. I think we're just a little bit beyond that. But now you can see the basics of getting up and running with Go. In the next lesson, we're going to start talking about variables. I look forward to seeing you there.